Welcome to 3-on-1 Sports Online. I'm Matthew Perella, and on Tuesday, March 23rd, Sidney Crosby tries to get the puck away from Methot. Let's take a little look.
Here's a little whack we see across, and Cowan.
Here's a little whack we see across, and Cowan.
Well, I'm a thought that would be slashing for sure, and look at what happens next with this screen grab. Rule 61 in the NHL is a slashing call, and I believe that at least that would be a 61.3, a major penalty, at the discretion of the referee based off the severity of the contact shall be imposed on the player which slashes the opponent. When injury occurs, a major penalty must be assessed under Rule 61.5. And Rule 61.5 is a game misconduct penalty. Whenever a major penalty is assessed for a slashing, a game misconduct penalty must be imposed. Breaking a man's finger almost off should be a game misconduct. But that didn't happen. Maybe player safety needed to rethink and look at everything before they suspended Sid himself. Pierre Lebrun tweeted saying that there was not going to be a suspension rule coming down. It is because it's 87 himself that there was no call. There has been other suspensions that should have been called, not called this year, with the likes of Johnny Gaudreau getting slashed in the hand by Suter, breaking his hand earlier this season against Minnesota. What do you think should be happening here? Let me know down in the comments.
We'll talk some NHL right now. It's been quite a turnaround season from last year with a disappointing NHL playoffs with 0 Canadian teams, but right now 5 of 7 are in a playoff position. The Atlantic top 3 are all Canadian teams, with Montreal leading the way with a healthy Carey Price, which isn't all that surprising, but who would have thought Ottawa and Toronto would be 2 and 3 respectively at this point in the season. Ottawa has been incredibly consistent all season long, especially with the play of their 2 goaltenders, Mike Condon and Craig Anderson. I think they could be a dangerous playoff team with the way they have been playing this season. The Maple Leafs, meanwhile, have one of the youngest rosters in the NHL, and they've been electric all season long. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and Willie Nylander have really proven they belong in the NHL. And out west, Calgary and Edmonton are fighting for 3rd in the Pacific. I think both teams have basically all but locked up spots, but positioning for the postseason run is basically all that's left. Calgary has been one of the hottest teams in the last few weeks, going 7-3-0 in their last 10, and if they keep it up, they could make a very deep playoff run. Edmonton, meanwhile, is a super exciting team to watch, especially with 97 on the ice. I'm really hoping for a battle of Alberta in the playoffs. Now, what about you guys? Who do you want to see in the playoffs? What kind of matchups do you want to see? We'll see you next time.
We'll be talking a little bit about baseball. The Toronto Blue Jays have almost confirmed their opening day starter for the 2017 season, and it may not be who most of us think. Reports have been going out that Marco Estrada will take the hill when the Blue Jays battle the Orioles to start off the campaign. Estrada has been a great addition to the Blue Jays since coming over in the trade in 2014 for Adam Lind, and in almost 50 starts in Toronto, he carries a 3.05 ERA. For how great Estrada has been, I think manager John Gibbons tapped the wrong person for opening day. Last year, he chose Marcus Stroman after he amazingly came back from an ACL injury in 2015. Stroh didn't have the year he expected to by posting a 4.37 ERA, but he did manage to pitch over 200 innings, a milestone he wanted to accomplish in his first full season in the majors. You also can't say that he pitched himself out of it being the opening day starter, as he's only 25 years old, and if you watched this year's World Baseball Classic, you would have handed him the ball immediately. Then there's James Anthony Happ, who had a breakout season striking out a career-high 163 batters last season in his second stint in Toronto. Happ finished 6th in Cy Young voting and would be a great veteran presence to kick off the year. You could even make a case for Francisco Liriano, who came over at last year's trade deadline from Pittsburgh. The 11-year veteran came over and posted an ERA below 3 in 2 months. And of course, how could you forget the man from California, Aaron Sanchez? He completely shocked everyone in how dominant he could be coming out of the bullpen in his first year in the rotation. He mowed down hitters left and right, putting him on last year's All-Star team and leading the American League with a 3.00 ERA. Sanchez was at the top of list for many Jays fans as he clearly made a name for himself after an outstanding year. So who do you guys think the opening day Blue Jays starter should be? Hit us up on Twitter using the hashtag #TheKodiak3on1 or @3on1sports. We'll see you next time.